You'll see a PPT appearing on your screen. Can you see?
Yes, we can able to see.
Okay, so I'll go through this quickly, but what an integration is. So, does anyone know what an integration is? How I would like to define an integration is it's when two applications, we are talking about software integrations. So when two applications contact with each other and share data in real time, runtime, they communicate, there is a request, there is a response. That is what we call an integration. Pick anything in your real life, like any two applications connecting, the mechanism won't work out without an integration. So let's say you went to an Amazon, purchased a mobile phone, it won't go without an integration. So the vendor needs to integrate with the customer. There should be a portal in between through which they can connect, but it is an integration. Let's say you are playing a game. You can see how the other player is reacting to your controls. If you are shooting someone, let's say you are playing PUBG, if you are shooting someone, there is a request and the guy dies, the other guy dies. That's a response. So two applications are connecting there, two people who are sharing data in runtime. That's an integration. Okay, let's say you are doing a video call. You send the data to one phone, receive the data from other. How can that happen? That's because of an integration. And when, let's say, there is a big organization which needs to connect with tens, 11s, or dozens of applications, it becomes very difficult for that organization to control all the integrations by themselves. So let's say I open a company, I want to connect to my customer, I want to connect to my vendor, I want to connect to 10 applications which will see how the data goes. Then it would be very difficult for me because each application has a different language that it understands, has a different format as it understands. I need a translator in between, a broker in between who can I contact to, and then broker takes care of everything. That okay, you just send me the data. I'll connect with this application for you, no matter what the format is, no matter what the language is. I'll take care of it. That's where the middlewares come in between. So if you'll see my screen, there is a definition of middleware that middleware is a type of software that connects different applications, allowing them to communicate and exchange. Now, just think about it. If you were yourself connecting to 20 applications, when you connect to middleware, you only connect to one, and middleware takes care of all of things. How much easier it makes your life. So the cost of operation reduces because now you don't need to hire different people who understand various kind of things to connect to each application. You only focus on one application, that is the middleware. It can be cloud integration, it can be PIPO, it can be SnapLogic, it can be MuleSoft. Tons of applications are already there, right? The monitoring is easier. Now you don't have to go to each application and ask, okay, what happened to my message? I sent you something. Where is that? If you have a middleware, you have a central place to organize everything. The errors, the monitoring, the troubleshooting, everything is done. And that's where like our cloud integration comes into picture. It's a newly launched, I won't say newly, but evolving integration tool, which is by SAP. SAP is the most trusted ERP for the vendors and customers over the years. As most of you already have background in SAP, you know how much scope SAP has. But when you talk about integration, this is how the picture becomes now. So if you'll see the screen, earlier your SAP application was connecting to uh, 10 different applications receiving, sending response. So that was a distributed way of integrations. But when you have a middleware in between, everything becomes centralized. The things which you see on Arrow, EDI, SOAP, OData, JDBC, these are the protocols which it uses. So these are already built in your middleware that you don't have to even think about that this application accepts file only. So how do I send a file? I need to develop a different mechanism? No. There's already a built-in mechanism for file in your middleware. You can use that. Let's say it sends an IDOC. How do I manage an IDOC? Because IDOC is a completely SAP specific thing. We'll see how an IDOC works when we'll go to the IDOC parts. But we already have a built-in adapter. By adapter, I mean connector, so that you can connect to these applications easily. So this was the background about how middleware and integration help you. Why SAP CI? So it's a quick picture of Gartner quadrant. What a Gartner quadrant is, there is a quadrant that is released every quarter, which helps the customers and vendors to know which platform is best for their suitability. So this is an iPass Gartner quadrant, and if you'll see, there is a quarter called leaders, and there are three or four applications which are in the top. It goes with Boomi, it goes with Workato, it goes with SAP. So these are the trending applications, trending middlewares in the market right now. As I said, SAP is already a very trusted ERP partner in the market. That's why people used to go with SAP integrations as well, because there is a trust between SAP and the customers, right? You will see the second most common middleware is Boomi, but the opportunities in Boomi and any other middlewares are very less as compared to SAP CI. So the people who already know PIPO, they know how much robust of a platform it is, and its child, or it would say a higher version, the cloud version of it, already comes with the capabilities that PIPO has. So again, it already has that trust in the market. That's why the future in the market, at least for the next 5 years for SAP CI, is very strong. If you get into this technology and get a job in SAP CI in next 5 years, trust me, it's gonna be huge. So opportunities are more, people are less, because many of the people, most of the people who are in integration only know PIPO. That's the on-prem solution of it. They are very hesitant to learn the cloud integration, the new capabilities. You can imagine if someone is working in a technology for 10 years, there's an inertia. No one is there to exert that pressure. Okay, you should learn something new. They are comfortable with their lives. But with time, you have to evolve yourself. And this training is actually a very good platform for you to grasp that new technology and evolve your career there as well. Okay, so this was a basic gist. I like said very things very quickly. I covered it in 1 hour session, but right now I did it in 10 minutes. This was the gist of what we are planning to do. So the first session today, what we want to do is we want to set up a trial account, and I want that all of you should do it as well in your cloud integration tenant. So we'll have someone from you only who can present their screen, and we can use their account, and you can make notes, although this session is recorded, but I'll point out the things to you that this is important as well. You should remember it for the interview purposes. I'll keep asking questions, not technology specific questions, but general questions. And let's see how it goes. I'm very excited about this first session, but I think we can start. But before that, anyone has any doubts regarding the integration, the middleware, or the scope? Do they still have doubts that can they learn? If you have doubts, can you learn? I would say please don't have that doubt, because there won't be anything coming in between if you'll attend this session. That this is my background, I don't know technical things. That's not going to be a problem. I'll only ask you to put your efforts and just think smart. That's enough for you to learn cloud integration. Okay, time for questions.
Hi, Harshit.
Hi.
Yeah. See, suppose we have any ERP or anything, example or CPI, whatever it may be. How we know how many
Okay.
systems has
First
been
of all,
connected?
CI is not ERP. ERP is your, let's say, SAP, which we are talking about, the MM thing, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the ERP where your data, your customer data, vendor data is stored.
Correct,
CI
correct.
is a middleware tool where the data will flow and you'll have transformations, you'll have connections and those kind of stuff. Okay, so
Yes.
integration
Uh,
tool is not an ERP. All right, go on.
no,
Sorry.
but
What was
that
your
is
question?
a user interface. I got it. Okay.
Hmm.
CPI. Correct. Oh, middleware, okay, interface only, right? The meaning, actual meaning is
Not, I would say just a user interface. It's a way to connect with different applications. So it's a central solution for you to connect with various applications.
correct. Got it. Okay, now how
So
we
let's say
know that?
you're working. Okay, go on.
No, how we know that either for middleware or for SAP, how many
Hmm.
systems has been connected? How we know that?
How many systems have been connected? So I think that's first you should understand what a middleware is. So it's a central solution, okay, where you can see everything. So let's say you are working with SAP, all right? SAP wants to connect to a vendor platform called Coupa, or let's say Salesforce. SAP has already, I have worked with many integrations, which either has to connect with Coupa or it has to connect with Salesforce. Now, there are two options. Either SAP directly goes to Coupa, but how will SAP explain that these are the things I want to upload? If you are aware about the iDocs, I know you are. So Coupa won't understand the iDocs, right? As same as well, Salesforce won't understand the iDocs. There is a different language that they'll understand. Now, when you build a solution in CI, what you will do is you will take the data from SAP and you will send it to Coupa. You'll send it to Salesforce after the transformation in which they expect the data. How do we know that which applications are they connected into? We go into CI as it's a central solution. We search that this is my SAP. Let's say your SAP is Netherlands. So we see that where this SAP ERP connects to. As soon as you will see the integration flow, you will see the receivers that, okay, if I am receiving the data from SAP, this is going to Coupa as well. This is going to Salesforce as well. This is going to a .NET application or anything. So the monitoring becomes easier when you use an integration solution. There is one central place where you can look everything. Did I answer your question?
So I am asking this question was example. This is a middleware, right? As you said,
Hmm.
for ERP, it will be through IDOCS. It will come to middleware. Okay, from middleware to
Right,
other system, in which format it
right.
will go, or architect someone will give the details, or we need to decide.
No, nope. So, see, it depends on the application. Let's say, as I was taking the example, Salesforce. So there would be parties involved from Salesforce as well, right? When you create an integration, you have parties from all the sides. You'll have someone, a functional guy like you from SAP, and a guy from their side as well. Because this is a part of the contract that we want to distribute the data to one another. So the person who's from Salesforce will help you out. That as an integration guy, you should know this is the format that we expect, this is the kind of data we expect, and you make it that way. So there is a transformation that would be involved in middleware. You'll have something called mapping. You will receive the data from SAP, map it to the data which Salesforce expects, and then send it to Salesforce. But there would be a guy from Salesforce or any documentation from there, which is the scope of someone from functional or the business to provide you. But you should get this data. You are not responsible for searching up the data that what should I map it to? This is the scope of business, and you have this data when the integration comes to you.